Hello and welcome to Top Rated Company Awards for Great Recruiters. My name is Adam Conrad. I'm the founder and CXO of Great Recruiters, and I'm joined here today with Anna Joy Tamayo from Travel Nurses Inc. Anna Joy, how are you doing today?
I'm grateful to be here. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. And first off, congratulations. Travel Nurses Inc. was recognized and awarded for the first half of 2024 as a top-rated healthcare staffing firm. Congratulations. I know you guys put a lot of work into not only just focusing on experience, but measuring and making sure that every interaction you have is going great. And let me tell you, by the reviews that I see, you guys have an awesome team. I know you've had top-rated recruiters in the past, and I know you put a lot of focus on it, but Travel Nurses Inc. has a 4.95 star rating. They have 751 reviews. They have 270 reviews over the last 12 months, and it's just a testament to the great work you're doing. So congratulations, Anna Joy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We appreciate that.
No, we appreciate it. Look, we're just the vehicle. You're doing all the work. We just want to lift you up. And with that, why don't you give us a little background on Travel Nurses Inc. and tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Sure. I'll start with Travel Nurses Inc. That's probably more relevant. But Travel Nurses Inc. has been around for 36 years. We just had a birthday on August 1st. So happy birthday, Travel Nurses
Happy
Inc.
birthday.
So we've been around for 36 years. We were founded by two nurses. And so initially we were founded by the nurses, staffing nurses in the OR. And that quickly expanded to other specialties within the nursing field, staffing all over the country. And now today we staff nursing and allied health professionals. And so we staff in almost all of the 50 states because Nevada is the only state that we don't staff in. But we're all over the place in terms of
awesome. And so I love the fact it was started by people that are in the field. It was started by folks that understand the industry. Obviously, no company sticks around for 36 years if they're not doing something right. And I find a lot of these organizations are really founded in strong core values. Can you talk a little bit about the core values that you hold near and dear at Travel Nurses Inc.?
Of course. So Travel Nurses Inc., our core values are integrity, respect, and transparency. And the way that we live those out is respect is one of those things where you treat others the way that you want them to treat you. And so you want to respect other people. We might not always feel like we're being respected, but we are always going to give respect to people because that's how you build confidence with people. That's how you build trust. And that feeds into the integrity and transparency of it all. We value being transparent with our healthcare professionals and with each other, but specifically with our healthcare professionals. And that also bolsters the integrity piece. So if we've got a healthcare professional that's wanting to submit to a position and the recruiter submits them, the recruiter, to be transparent, is going to go back to that HCP and say, listen, this has high submissions. We have tons of people who've been submitted to this position. You're number 75. I'm not saying that you don't have a chance at getting this position, but I want to set your expectations and lay this as a backdrop for what we can do to make sure that you get a contract and that you get an assignment. So again, not saying that you're not going to get this position, but we might use this as a reason to submit to other positions to kind of cast our net a little bit wider.
Right.
And that builds the trust with the healthcare professionals because they know that you are looking out for them. We're doing everything that we can to make our people stand out whenever we submit them. But if you've got 75 people or 120 people submitting to one assignment, the healthcare professionals need to know that so that they're not out here just thinking, I'm the only one who's submitted to this position, so I'm just waiting on a phone call for the interview.
Right.
And that's what builds the trust. That's what builds the integrity. The other thing is nobody likes having the hard conversations, but with the way that the market is right now, it is imperative to have those conversations with your healthcare professionals. And we do that. Those are some of the hard conversations of saying, hey, I need to set this expectation for you. This is the reality of the situation.
Right.
And so we do that with as much love and compassion and empathy as we can. And so that is really what drives everything that we do. And we're that way with each other too. Going back to the respect piece, you can disagree with someone respectfully. You're bound to have disagreements with
Right.
coworkers, with whomever, but you can do so respectfully and you can be kind about it. And so respect, integrity, transparency, rooted in empathy and compassion and truly caring for our people.
Well, that's good. And I'll tell you this, great recruiters, we measure recruiters in 5 key areas. Are they genuine, responsive, experienced advisors, and transparent? And transparent for you, you're rated a 4.95. So I would say aligning with that core value, you certainly, the travelers and the healthcare provider professionals that you work with are definitely feeling that transparency. I think which is key, right? Transparency breeds trust, right? Without transparency, and a lot of this industry sometimes is hidden behind a veil. People are trying to be sneaky. It's what I love about the healthcare industry as a whole. Everybody's fighting to find new, unique ways to be that transparent. But I think you nailed it. The best way to be transparent is just to have those tough conversations, is just to give them all the information you have, let them know when you have it and when you don't. So kudos to you on that piece. Can you talk a little bit about what Travel Nurses Inc. does to invest in the long-term growth and development of your recruitment team? Because, healthcare recruiting and recruiting in general, there's high turnover. It's a tough business. People get beat up. It is a grind. You have been in that seat, right? You spent 3 years in recruitment. You know how challenging it is. So what do you do to foster an environment to help grow and develop the recruiting team, and which leads to retention, which leads to them feeling good about the company they're representing when they're talking to healthcare professionals, right?
Yeah. So I think I mentioned Travel Nurses Inc. was founded by nurses for nurses. So we've similarly modeled something that nurses do. Whenever they start a shift, they have a team huddle. And so our recruitment team has a team huddle on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's a quick 15-minute meeting that they have with their directors and with their team to go over anything new that's come out, any questions that they may have, and really kind of bolster team morale. Yeah. The other thing that we have are pods. And so within our recruitment team, we've got our recruiters, we have our lead recruiters and senior recruiters, and then we have our directors. So within the recruitment team, we have pods, and on Mondays, they have their pod meetings. And so we are really wanting to make sure that we are fostering a culture of openness, of transparency, where they can meet with each other. They have a set time to ask questions, and we are making sure that they have the resources needed to fulfill their jobs. The other thing that we've done is at Moxie training. This is something for our recruiters to help with setting standards and just having a baseline for how everybody is doing recruiting. Recruiting is interesting because everybody has the same job, but you do the job differently based on your style, who your healthcare professionals are. And so that training is really setting a standard and a baseline for what we should be doing as recruiters. So those are some of the things that we are doing to help foster a good culture within our recruitment team and the longevity.
Good. Well, shout out to Sherry and Adam at Moxie. Love what you guys do. Obviously, Anna Joy and the team over at Travel Nurses Inc. Does as well. So nice plug for you. And I love that, it's it's focused on the healthcare industry. It's focused on developing. They understand the industry, so that is awesome. Talk to me a little bit about the pods. You struck a lot of interest because when I was on the IT and engineering side, and I wanted to develop pods. Right, I felt like a small team was better suited. You look at those different functions, put it together. How do the pods work at Travel Nurses Day?
That's a great question. So within the pods, we've got every recruiter is in a pod. And then we've got our recruitment leads that are over the pods. So what they do is they are the first line for questions. So if a recruiter has a question about how to handle a situation or what's the cancellation policy for this facility or anything like that, the first thing that they do is go to their pod lead. And their pod lead is somebody who is been a recruiter for a while, that they know the industry, they know where to find information, and they are able to really invest in their pod members and making sure that they know where to go to find the resources so that they can one day be a pod lead too. And so that's the first line of defense. If the pod lead doesn't have an answer to the question, or if it's above their pay grade, then they go up to the directors, and the directors are able to answer any of those questions. So that's kind of the structure that we've got within our recruitment team, and it works really well because it allows the directors to focus on their work supporting the recruiters and emailing vendors, and then the pod leads are the ones that are answering those day-to-day questions.
Right. And for the healthcare professionals, I mean, the value is whether you're working with a recruiter that has 1 year experience there or 5, know that you're always being supported by somebody who's been in the industry for a very long time. Right.
That's something that we always say, especially with our agency. You are, the degrees of separation between you and Kevin Bacon.
Right.
You are 1 degree of separation between an answer. Our recruiters, and that's something else that you will see in the reviews that we have on Great Recruiters. A lot of healthcare professionals talk about how quickly we are to respond to questions and how communicative we are. And it's because we have those systems in place so that questions can be asked so that you get an answer quickly.
Right. So this is a different time than what we experienced a couple of years ago, and a different time than what we experienced 4 or 5 years ago. And keeping people engaged, keeping your team engaged, excited, rewarding and recognizing and keeping a healthy culture. What are you doing to kind of address that? How does Travel Nurses Inc., continue to recognize and reward folks internally for their successes, whether that's making a placement or doing a great job or getting a great review? Do you have any programs or structure around that to help celebrate and keep people excited and engaged?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We wouldn't have the reviews that we have if we didn't have a good company culture, because that is very reflective. Like they would be able to see that. So one thing that we do, we have a Thursday meeting where we have all the staff come together. We do announcements and updates from the different departments. And then at the end of the meeting, we always set aside time to do shout outs or tell me something good. And this can be something personal, like you're having a baby, or this could be something like you're shouting out a team member. And that is something that we all look forward to. We all look forward to hearing the good news. We all look forward to hearing what people have done, interdepartmental communication and work. And it's very special because recruiters can highlight other recruiters. Recruiters can highlight something that a compliance team member, a payroll person can highlight a recruiter. Anybody is free to spotlight anybody else in the agency. So it's not even just our recruiters that are getting the praise, it's everyone, because it's a team effort and we all have the same goal, and that is to staff quality candidates at these facilities to ultimately impact patient care positively. And so if we're all going for the same goal, nobody's role is going to be more important than the other person's, because we can't do it without each other. And so we really, really harp on highlighting others, just to really foster the team morale. I'll also say that this starts with leadership, and it starts at the top. And I I remember recently our CEO Brian, he was wanting to highlight somebody else on the executive leadership team, and he was saying that they were in a leadership meeting, and our chief revenue officer Lori, she was doing something on her computer, and he was like, "Lori, what are you doing?" And she said, "I'm helping the recruiters out. I'm helping them get contracts signed. I've gotten 3 contracts signed so far in this meeting." And he was like, "Keep doing what you're doing."
Keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. So it starts at the top. If our leadership is willing to help us out, then that energy spreads throughout the agency.
Right.
So
No, it's good.
yeah.
And a little birdie told me that maybe you were starting a little competition with the recruiter.
I am.
It seems like somebody. I'll call her out, Marissa, who's a top-rated recruiter. Amazing. It sounds like she's kind of leading the pack a little bit, and there's some folks that want a little bit more of that success that she's having. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Listen, Marissa's one of my best friends in the whole world, but we're trying to edge her out. So what I've done with the recruitment team is asked them to see who can beat Marissa in being a top-rated recruiter. We ultimately want all of our recruiters to be Great Recruiter certified. So that's kind of a standard within our team. But going the extra mile, we want them to be top-rated recruiters on Great Recruiters. So that means that they need 26 reviews in a quarter and to maintain a 4.7 star rating, I believe.
Yeah.
And so Marissa has done this 2 times already. And so I've put it out to the team that if anybody can beat Marissa and be a top-rated recruiter on Great Recruiters, then they'll get bragging rights. And then I'll write a blog post about how they're a great recruiter. Because I wrote a blog post about Marissa and did like a little press release on her being top-rated recruiter. And so I told the team that I would do the same thing for anybody else who beats out Marissa.
What does that do? Because you're competing to go be the best at creating a memorable, awesome experience for your healthcare providers. I see the excitement. It sounds like you found a fun way to drive a very important business thing, which is creating a great experience, because you only get one chance at a first impression, right?
Right.
How does the team rally around this? What do you see the impact that it has? And love that you use Great Recruiters. We make it really simple to get that feedback, to get the reviews. But you said it. We're the vehicle. It starts with leadership. It starts with culture. So how does this tie into that culture? How does it impact team morale? What is the impact that you see? Because it's a tough market right now for a lot of people. So how does this help with that morale, that excitement? What are you seeing within your own team?
Well, our recruiters are incredibly competitive. They love a friendly competition. They love games. We sometimes have competitions between the pods. And so this is and I love games as a form of motivation, because everybody loves to have a little game. And if you make something fun, it doesn't feel like it's a requirement from you, and you're willing to do it more. Right. And so having it be a game and having it be fun, like a friendly competition, I feel like that really motivates the team more to do anything. And really, it's not even just the recruitment team; it's any team in general.
Yeah.
And so I do feel like having it be kind of like a game aspect really helps that. And I feel like you asked something else.
No, just the impact and the morale of getting the feedback, getting the reviews, celebrating that stuff. I'm just curious how that's impacting the culture, how it aligns to your core values. What do you see as it relates to that?
Yeah, if you have a happy recruitment team, if you've got a happy team, if you got happy departments, that's going to be reflected in the reviews that you get. That's going to be reflected in how they communicate. We all try and be as professional as possible, but I mean, it's true. If the culture isn't there, then that is going to be reflected subtly in the communication that you have, and your healthcare professionals will pick up on it. And so
Right.
I feel like whenever you have that healthy culture and you've got the friendly competition and everybody is aiming
Right.
to be better, it is reflected in what our healthcare professional sees. And they're our customer. We want them to be
Right.
happy. We are ultimately here to help them and to get them positions, and to that again leads to great patient care. And so if you're looking at it from the end goal being patient care, we have to make sure that we are positive and that we have good attitudes so that it is imparted onto our travelers so that that can be then imparted onto the patients.
Oh, that's great. It's the trickle down effect, right? I
It
mean,
is.
you don't want somebody taking care of a bedside worried about, the company that they're working for. You want to make
Exactly.
sure that they're focused on that patient care. And I mean, that's the end result. I mean, when you're impacting lives beyond the lives that you will ever know and ever talk to through the people that you put in those facilities.
Yeah.
What what are you doing? I have to imagine there's not a shortage of creative suggestions, of innovative things, of ways to try to get better, do different things. Can you talk about some of the innovative strategies or creativities that you're using to kind of try to stay ahead of that curve? Because it's a highly competitive market. I don't want you to give away any secret sauce here, Anna Joy.
Can't give away trade secrets.
I don't want to give you away any trade secrets, but what are you doing? Like, can you talk about the focus that you have as an organization around innovation to kind of stay ahead of the curve?
Of course. So, one thing that we do that I absolutely love, we've got a program called Let Them Know You Care. And so, this is something completely driven by our recruiters. And so, our recruiters are the ones who have the day to day conversations with our travelers. They know what's going on. They know if they had a flat tire on the way to work, they know if their dog is sick, they know if something's going on in their family, and they know if they've had a great day at work. And so we want to be able to give our recruiters the resources to let our travelers know that we do truly care about them. And
Yeah.
so, what we're doing is we've given our recruiters little cards that they can send to their travelers, or gift cards that they can send to their travelers, and just write a handwritten note. Handwritten notes go so far. I'm a millennial, so I still love checking the mail and seeing something special come in the mail. I love going
Yeah.
out to the mailbox. And so,
Right.
being able to send something in the snail mail to our travelers and them get that little happy in the middle of the week of a handwritten note from their recruiter saying, "You're doing such a great job. I see you. I know you had a hard day," or "I'm so proud of you and the work that you did with this case." And then possibly giving them also like a $10 gift card. Like, those are the little things that just go
Right.
so far. Um, just because it feels very special. It feels very pointed. It feels very specific. And everybody, psychology tells you everybody wants to be seen and understood. And we want our travelers to know that we see them, we understand them, we see what they're going through, and we care.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. It is like you become Great Recruiter certified for 2024, top rated healthcare staffing firm for the first half of 2024. You received a Best Place to Work, I believe, a localized award. You received the SIA, I think, internal staff best place. Can you? I think you've amassed. We're only August 14th, and you've already amassed 6 awards here for the year, both external awards and internal. Um, it's no doubt that you've done that. I mean, I can just tell the culture, the excitement, your passion about talking about it. Um, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of staffing firms out there. I will say one, if you're looking for one that's been around, that knows their stuff, that was founded by people, healthcare providers, that foster an environment of care, look no further than Travel Nurses Inc. There's not one size that fits all, But if
No.
you're going to go anywhere, look for a great recruiter, certified recruiter to work with. You'll at least know that they put in the time, energy, and effort. And I love your commitment to them becoming GR certified, because it means something, right? It
Yes.
means they care. It's not a manufactured anything. It is a certification that is awarded by the providers that are working with your recruitment team, which means so much more. Like, that's what I've heard, is like, it's great to hear from my boss, but when I hear from the people that I'm actually helping out in the field, it means so much more to them as recruiters, because it is a tough job. You get a lot of at bats, right? You don't get the win. So when you get that positive reinforcement, do you see that just continues to add fuel to keep them going? Make
Oh,
that
absolutely. Absolutely. Whenever we get the email that somebody got a review, there's a whole email thread that happens. It's like, yay, or everybody's sending gifts, and it's always funny and fun. And we celebrate whenever just one review, we celebrate it and create a positive culture around that. But I will also say, on the flip side, our travelers oftentimes don't get the feedback. It's so common, and you know this too, just in any type of customer facing environment, the feedback that you often get is the bad feedback. It's very hard to get people to just go out of their way to tell you something good that happened. And same thing goes for our travelers, for our nurses, for our CSTs. And so one thing that Travel Nurses Inc. has done, we were the first agency that partnered with the Daisy Award, and that is an award for nurses. And so to recognize our nurses, because they need the recognition too, we've partnered with Daisy Award, and we give out Daisy Awards. And it's so, so special and so, so sweet to hear from facilities, hear from our recruiters, hear from coworkers of our travelers, and hear what a great job they're doing, and have them be nominated for Daisy Awards. And so fingers crossed, by the end of this year, we will be giving out our 50th Daisy Award, which is incredible. And so it's not all about us. We also give it back to our healthcare professionals and our travelers too, because they deserve the recognition too.
That's awesome. Well, again, Anna Joy, I really appreciate you joining me today. Kudos to you, Travel Nurses Inc., for all the accomplishments. Congratulations again for being top-rated healthcare staffing firm in the first half of 2024. Keep up the good fight. You're doing great work out there. It is evident by the reviews that I've read. People love working with your team. You can tell that you have a leadership that cares about their people, cares about their core values, cares about the end result, which is the patient care that you're impacting. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, and just keep up the great work.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Everybody, have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care.